So this video is going to be about mistakes, and you can't bring someone to me who hasn't made one. We've all made mistakes, and really mistakes are first done in imagination. We first imagine a mistake, and then it comes about. And so what typically happens when we make mistakes is we respond to it the way we were conditioned to respond to it, with shame, with guilt, with feeling defeat, being lost, believing in something, and that dishonors the name of I am. So we say, I'm stupid, I'm not enough, I'm a disappointment. We really bash the name of I am. But if we were to take a different approach to it and not necessarily the conditioned response, we can see that we're all trying to practice imagination while we're here. And so imagination is like an instrument, as Neville said. He said it's like a violin. It can bring harmony, while another person that plays it could bring discord. And if you gave me a violin and I tried to play, I wouldn't know what I'm doing. It would sound terrible. But you put it in the right hands, and then they know what they're doing. It's going to sound wonderful. So really, the imagination is an instrument that we're all trying to play. And while you're here, you're going to make mistakes. You're going to use it unwisely. You're going to injure yourself. And, just to quote Neville, he says this. He says, while you're learning to use and believe in your human imagination, you may make alive that which you do not want. You may wound yourself in the process, but what you create in your imagination, you can uncreate. And this is really, really impactful because we're all trying to believe in our imaginations. That's what we're trying to do. What we believe in, we can make a mistake. Because, well, let's just be honest. We can believe in anything in our imaginations. There really isn't anything that's off limits to us. It's exactly as Paul has stated, that everything is permissible, but not everything is beneficial. So in this world of imagination of mine, I'm allowed to believe in anything, good or evil. Anything I want, I can believe in it. And I can use my imagination and create nightmares and dream up the nightmares I do not want, or I can use my imagination and dream up lovely things, dream of riches and not despair anymore. The choice is mine on what I, the dreamer, decide to dream in my own imagination. Everything is permissible. I'm allowed to dream up anything. But in that process, we might dream up mistakes, things that we regret. But just keep trying to practice it. You can't just give up because you made a mistake in life. You have to continue practicing it. There's no off button on the imagination. We always have to continue imagining whether we want to or not. So then the question really becomes, what am I imagining? Since I can't stop imagining, what am I doing? What am I imagining? And as Neville says, he says it's simple. This playing the instrument. This is how you play the instrument of imagination. He says, by assuming you already are the one you would like to be, you will achieve it. Just as simple as that. I'm not saying it's easy, but it becomes easier with practice. So the true practice of this, and I've stated this many times, is that you don't become things by affirming them over and over again. You don't become it while affirming it and then internally feeling the complete opposite. You're not meaning what you say to yourself. You become things in imagination through assumption of already being it. Now that might sound crazy to one, that might sound silly, but to the person who can really practice this, it starts to look beautiful in their life. They start to achieve the things they want by assuming that they already are the one who's achieved it. And really all that is shaping the name of I am. You're no longer bringing disharmony to that name, but you're playing it as one who plays the violin in a beautiful way. You're now actually bringing beauty to the name of I am. You're making it sound, you're bringing it and you're tuning it, and you're fine-tuning the sounds to where you can live a beautiful life. And it all starts with I am. Now you can go astray. And what does Neville say? You can wound yourself, but what the imagination can create, it can uncreate. Now, do you believe that? Do you believe that what it created, it can uncreate, or do you go astray and find another foundation? Do you go outside of yourself and find another God, something else, some other cause? Can you remain and think that, and really see that it comes down to I am? That the root of my life comes down to I am. Can anyone say that they're not aware of that they are? Well, is that God, is the question. And we're told God's name is I am. So and really God is, in this case, we're talking about it as if it's an instrument. Because it's a power. It's a creative power. It's a creative force in my life. So how I'm using this, I might injure myself. I might make mistakes. I might imagine things I do not want. And I might make alive things I do not want. But regardless, I have to continue imagining. And I have to continue regardless of what I have done. Regardless if I've wounded myself. I wound and I heal. I do both. I might wound myself in the process of imagining. I'm also going to heal myself in the process of imagining. There's no other process. It always comes back to my own imagination and what I'm doing inside. But if I don't think that I'm the dreamer, if it's something else, then I'll never change the dream. I'll think someone else is dreaming it. I had a dream recently, and in the dream, I had all these horrible things said to me in the dream. All these people. And I became so frightened in the dream. So really, it was a nightmare. And right as I was about to wake up, I was in the midpoint of waking up, and I heard a voice deep within me say, "You are dreaming these people. You are dreaming these words." But because it was a fear, because it was a nightmare, I separated it from myself. I thought that's impossible. I'm not dreaming these people. These people are doing this to me. They're saying these things to me. But who else is the dreamer? I dreamt it. I had the nightmare. I dreamt up the nightmare. So I dream up the nightmares and I dream up the wonderful dreams as well. I do both. I wound myself and I heal myself. I do both. And so I had to learn from that. It really taught me a valuable lesson, that the fears that I'm having within me aren't separate from me like I always thought they were. They weren't. I caused my own punishments on the inside. I've done them. I punish myself, but I also redeem myself. I save myself. And so we're really trying to all practice this instrument. The most wonderful instrument in the world is the imagination. There's nothing more mystical, nothing more divine than the human imagination. And it's a power that dictates my life. Whether I want to or not, it's the power that dictates my life. Because it dictates who I am, and I take myself everywhere in life. And so start to assume that you already are accepted, that you already are kind, that you already are free. It's as simple as that, as Neville said. You assume that you are, and you become what you assume that you are. Believe that. Believe that you become what you assume that you are. That's why Neville says to dare to assume. Be bold and actually dare that you are something in this world. Why not? It's just a dream anyways. It's really just a dream away. It's an imaginal act away. It costs you nothing. And you can start now to change your own imagination, regardless of what you made alive in this world. But if you go astray and think something else did it, find a different causation. You'll find 2 causations, then 3 causations, then 4, and then 5, and then it all keeps multiplying. But come back to the one. You can always come back. So although you might have created a nightmare as I did, I just see it as a learning. I'm learning how to use this wonderful imagination of mine. And it is wonderful. It really is. When you start to use it the right way, it is wonderful. And how do I use it the right way again? Assume that I already am. That's the way to do it. There is no other way. No other way that I've found that makes it easier. And so it's a very effortless way. And you walk in the assumption, you live in the assumption, you breathe in the assumption, you sleep in the assumption. Despite circumstance, you are in the assumption that you already are. And so I'm going to end that one here. And I just want to thank everybody who has supported the book. It's doing great. And if you want to purchase it, it's in the description. I also do one-on-ones. Just email me. And I do live streams and Q&As as well for members. So if you want to join, it's all in the description there. But I'm serious when I say this, We're going to make mistakes. But we have to continue going. There's no stopping the imagination. There's no stopping in imagining. So again, what am I imagining is the question. What am I dreaming? If you don't like the word imagine, what am I dreaming? What do I dream about? It's a simple question. And you'll find that in my case, I was dreaming up nightmares. And who's to say that, who hasn't dreamt a nightmare before? But I thought the nightmare was separate from me. I didn't think I was the one doing it. And so I could never really stop it, not within me at least. But once I saw that the name is I am, and the I am is a dreamer, it dreams to be something. And I was dreaming my own nightmares. And so I had to learn, and that voice within me that spoke to me really revealed to me the answer. You're dreaming these people. You're dreaming these words. Who else is the dreamer? It's exactly what it said. And there was no question. It's like, and it wasn't, and here's the thing. It didn't frighten me. It wasn't trying to scare me. It was trying to show me something. That's all it was. It wasn't even almost like I wasn't even learning. It was just showing me the truth. It just showed me the truth. I couldn't deny it. And yeah, I haven't felt the same since that dream. It was freeing. It was very eye-opening. So I'm going to end that one here. Again, thank you guys for listening.